Remi Ojo, Queen's University, Toronto Rush. I come from kind of two different, call it black backgrounds, or African heritage backgrounds, my dad being Nigerian and my mom being Jamaican. My dad was a very proud African man, and he saw the value in Black History Month, and his approach was he didn't want us to lose sight of our culture, of our history. It was always a time where it was always pushed, or let's say encouraged, to explore that a little bit more. As I grew up, I kind of learned about systematic racism that exists. And I know it's not entirely a facet of Black History Month, but it's one of those things that as you get older, it's one of those things that help you learn about the history so that you can go forward and change it. And that was kind of my approach. My first experience with Ultimate was in high school. Very, very dominantly monochromatic. And the college piece was also similar high school experience, a little bit more diversity, but Ultimate as a sport is still fairly monochromatic. That gave me more drive and more passion to kind of fix that disparity. The summer of BLM, everything that's going on around Black Lives Matter, the George Floyd protest, that's all come to a racial reckoning, tipping point to bring more things to the surface, to see change. And I was pretty excited to see all the things that are happening and the overwhelming response, which provided some hope. Like the work is not done. There's still a lot of things to uncover, but it was a good start, and I'm happy to see that. The Ultimate community sits in a very good spot, to be a force of change in this space. We've always spoken about spirit of the game, diversity and inclusion. And I think diversity and inclusion is part of spirit of the game and kind of how that manifests itself in the fabric of the sport. We have an opportunity here to really shape how the sport welcomes everyone and makes a safe space. And the AUDL Inclusion Initiative is already doing a really good job to at least get the discussion out there, listen to the players and coaches, and partner with the right programs to make the right steps. It is tricky, and it's not something that can be done overnight, but I think finding ways to open up the conversation and make it more of a safe space across the board is a good first step. Color of Ultimate, which held the LA Throwback one last January, that was a really big turning point and the start for me to kind of come into the role a bit more, educate myself a little bit more and be a resource. It was more than just playing with plastic. It was more than just the showcase. It was intertwined amount of workshops and discussions that really brought out maybe some uncomfortableness, but a necessary uncomfortable to grow and develop as a person. There's always the fear of, sounding disingenuous or making a mistake. There are some mistakes that are bigger than others, but the willingness to try to grow and evolve is super important. And as long as we are open to feedback as we move forward, I think it'll make the space more welcoming and better for everyone. So don't be afraid to try and be open to feedback.